Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel and welcome to my first official video. Today's video will be looking at cars in my hometown of Port Elizabeth. We'll be looking at the different ways of buying and selling cars, from the informal but very traditional ways of selling cars, and then we'll also look at the commercialized way of selling cars. We'll be looking at the advantages and disadvantages of all forms of car selling and buying in Port Elizabeth. So welcome along, and let's see if we can learn anything along this journey. Without further ado, let's get to it. Definitely a good way to start the video off. Definitely one of my favorite cars, the VW Polo Cross, looking lovely in this grey color. Keep in mind it's around 7:30 in the morning at the time I took this video, so there's a lot of dew still around. Summer is almost gone and forgotten, so we're definitely kicking off the season here with a lovely white colored Ford Fiesta. I think this is the facelift version. Yeah, it's definitely the facelift version, looking absolutely stunning. So this is the three cars, the trio so to speak, to kick off this video walkthrough. So this is just a basic walk around this car lot at Linton Grange, Cape Road, in my home city of Port Elizabeth. There's another trio over there. So as I was saying before, this is just a basic walk through the lot to see what is available. I know maybe you are looking to buy a new car, but people are so on the go nowadays, you don't have time to stop and have a look at the lot. So hopefully this video can be helpful, just to give people an idea of what is on the lot. Opel Corsa over there to the left, Opel Astra as well. Here we have another vehicle from Opel, the Opel Corsa Gamma shape. I definitely had the opportunity to own a Opel Corsa Gamma sedan. I think it was from 2011 up until about 2015 or so. Definitely fell in love with that vehicle, and I would definitely say it is a reliable vehicle. Gave me minimal problems, very minimal problems, except for one of the common issues with those Opel Corsas was the idling would be very erratic sometimes at a stop street. So that was definitely one of the common issues on those vehicles. Chevrolet here, white Chevrolet, and another one over here as well, Western Cape number plates. Guys, can you tell me what is the difference between the cars from the Western Cape and Port Elizabeth? Why is it that guys from Port Elizabeth source so many vehicles from the Western Cape? Can somebody please tell me in the comments, why is that our Port Elizabeth guys are sourcing so many Cape Town, Western Cape vehicles? BMW X1, almost identical Chevrolets over there, as I said previously. I think this is BMW number 2 on the lot so far. The grey X1 was the first one I saw. I didn't see any other BMWs, and this is obviously number 2. This is another one of my favorites, VW Polo Jetta, looking absolutely stunning in this white color. Mr. Reliability over there. What else do we have over here? I think this is a Hyundai Tucson. Is that the second Jetta 5? Yes, just a second look at this Jetta 5 over here. Little bit of curb rash on the left rear. Rum over there. Almost identical cars. This one has Port Elizabeth registration plates. And again there with some curb rash to the rim at the left rear. Couple of Mazdas here on each side of the Volvo. One of the safest vehicles, safety conscious brands. Ford EcoSport over here. I think we saw one at the beginning of the video as well. Let's have a closer look at this Ford Ranger. Looking absolutely stunning. The body still looks very straight. Not a lot of dew on this, on the windows over here. Here we have a microbus or a caravel. Toyota bubble shape, as well as a VW Touran. Guys, something to keep in mind as well when buying second-hand cars on places like this is definitely places where you would want to take someone with you to have a look at these cars. Obviously this is just an idea to give people what cars are available on the lot, but you would definitely want to take someone with you with more car knowledge than you. That won't hurt, and just have a look at these cars more closely. I actually bumped into one of my friends over here, so I apologize for the slight pause on the videos here as we're looking at the Nissan X-Trail. Definitely another favorite of mine, the VW Golf 5. I slightly lost my focus here as I didn't give so much attention to that lovely black two-door VW Polo. There we have the Quid, and this is definitely another fan favorite, the Nissan Chambucky. Looking very, very decent and very, very stock standard from the outside. Obviously we don't know what is on the inside, with all the owners or sellers not available on site. We can't get a decent look into the vehicles right now in terms of the interior, what the seats look like, dashboard, what type of radio or car system is in the vehicles, if the aircon is working. We are also not able to look at what's under the hood. And here we have another fan favorite, the VW Golf Mark 1. It's looking a little bit more like mist and dough on the vehicle, but this one is going for 50,000, 50 grand, ladies and gentlemen. Not looking bad at all. And there we have a Peugeot standing all by itself over there. A couple of gaps here on the lot. I assume many of the owners or sellers take some of the cars home and come back later on. They will definitely be coming on later with those other vehicles to fill up all the gaps over here. VW Polo, another bubble shape. This is bubble shape number 2. This one is looking much better than the first one we saw at the top of the video. Honda Civic, and this is definitely another one of my favorites. I will say this is vehicle number 4 or 5, the Opel Corsa utility bucky. Definitely a vehicle I had my eye on. I see the petrol tank over here covered with some tape, but it's definitely a nice color for the Chevrolet Aveo. Definitely looking nice and neat. Obviously this is just from the outside. Remember guys, some of these vehicles might have small little things to work on, so you will definitely not be getting a new vehicle on these types of lots, but this car right in front of us here, Toyota Etios, looking stunning, I have to say. I think that vehicle definitely catches the eye. Maybe this one as well, but that Toyota Etios definitely looking in very good condition from the outside. Another Western Cape vehicle. Please guys, let me know in the comments, why is it that our Port Elizabeth guys are sourcing all these Western Cape vehicles? Here we have a Mazda Bucky over here, and we have a Toyota Hilux double cab with a canopy at the back. 2006 model Toyota Hilux, going for 160,000. I would love to see the kilometer reading on this car, just to have an idea of how well this car was taken care of. I remember it's a 2006 vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, and it's looking absolutely lovely. Paintwork still looking absolutely stunning. Definitely this doughy wetness is not good for your paint job, but unfortunately not everyone is able to have a garage or even a carport to cover the vehicle. So at home, obviously this is a car lot, obviously at home you would think of buying something like a car cover or something, just to cover your car from the elements and protect it from the sun and all the mist and all the dough. Here's that Peugeot again. We just had a brief look at the Peugeot in passing earlier. Almost looks like a bit of a dent in the bonnet over there, but I think it's just one of the trees or maybe a lamp pole that is causing that line across the front bonnet. This car definitely catches my eye. I love the color as well. A nice apple green Mazda Etude with a green seats inside. I think that's a beautiful color combination. Absolutely beautiful. Another Mercedes over here. Compressor, I think it's identical to the one on the other side. Ford Fiesta. And here we have the Chevrolet version of the Corsa Bucky. I think it has very similar engines on the inside. This one is looking very neat, ladies and gentlemen. This Corsa Bucky, the Chevrolet version over there. Nissan, the Ford Icon, and there's that Hyundai Tucson again. Volvo. One thing I forgot to mention as well, ladies and gentlemen, when looking at second-hand cars over here, you definitely want to pay attention to the date codes on the tires. Those are very important. You want to have those date codes looked at, and you want them to be within 5 years of those date codes at the least. Plus, I would say give or take 5 to 6 years. You do not want to take chances with your tires, ladies and gentlemen. When you read articles of people rolling their cars and having tire bursts, that is your number one reason for the tire burst, ladies and gentlemen. Having tires outside those date codes. So definitely want to get that looked at it also. The X1 again. Let's have a closer look at this X1. Body straight. The must is starting to disappear a bit more as the time goes on. Tires looking good, but like I said before, take a look at those date codes. Obviously, with the amount of space in between the cars, I couldn't get a good look at the date codes right now, but I'm definitely going to make a video in the future as this car buying series goes on. This is video 1 in the car buying series. Just a brief look at some of the vehicles available at the Linton Grange lot. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a seller on this lot. I actually bought 2 cars on this lot. Like I said before, I bought an Opel Corsa sedan, the Gamma, and that vehicle was very reliable, and I actually bought a second vehicle on this lot. I will not be revealing what that second vehicle is yet, because that is currently my daily driver. But yeah, more on that daily driver of mine in the videos to follow. This Ford Fiesta going for 60,000. Definitely not a bad price. Just have to take a look at what's under the hood. Definitely take it for a test drive and then see what the vehicle is like. Budget vehicles, that's a word we hear a lot over here in Port Elizabeth. Budget vehicles, maybe across the whole South Africa, I think. Budget vehicles. 60,000 for this Opel Corsa. This is the after the Gamma shape. Let's have a better look at the price here of this Gamma. Opel Corsa Gamma. 40,000. I actually bought my Opel Corsa, I think in 2013. I think it was 2013. Opel Corsa for a very similar price, and it seems like these cars are holding their value. Not a bad price. Definitely not a bad price over there. Let me know what you think about the price of some of these cars. Are these prices decent? Do you think the owners are asking too much? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Ford EcoSport number 2 over here. This is Isuzu D-Max. And there we have the trio that started it all off. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, have a good one.